Hello, it's working.
Hi.
So you'll be the counsel first and then I can be.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's get this started. I'm Maryam Rahimi. I'm Samantha Morales' counsel. And at this point, I'm going to do some examination. And at the end of the examination, I will be presenting my submission. Well, Samantha, tell me, where are you from? What is your nationality?
I'm from Chile and I'm Chilean.
And how did you get your visa?
So I applied through ETA because our country is allowed to do so. So I applied for visit ETA.
Okay, and what was the main purpose of your visit this time?
The visit is for seeing my mom who is in the hospital in critical condition. My aunt had informed me that my mom was ill and hospitalized in Vancouver.
Um, why did you land in Vancouver this time?
Because my mother is hospitalized here in Vancouver. This is where my aunt lives. Otherwise, my mom lives in Toronto, but she was visiting her sister, who's my aunt, and she got ill and she's in the hospital. And that's why I flew directly to Vancouver this time.
How many times have you been to Canada?
I have been previously here twice, two times on.
What was your status previously?
So I was on a work permit for seasonal work permit.
How long did you stay for your seasonal work?
So it was during the summer, so 4 months of summer each time.
What do you do in your home country? What is your job?
So I'm a landscaping supervisor, and I've been with the company for a long time. So I was promoted a while ago as a landscaping supervisor.
Okay. And what was your position here in Canada as a worker?
As a landscaping technician at a golf course.
Okay. And do you have a family in your home country?
Yes, I am married. I have a husband, and I have two young children back home.
How long will you stay here in Vancouver?
So my idea is that it would be around 2 months, but it all depends on how my mother's condition is, health-wise. I hope she gets better soon, and then I would be heading back home as soon as she's in stable condition. But it's likely that I'll be here for 2 months.
Do you have your two-way ticket?
Yes, I have a return ticket.
Do you have the proof to show?
Yes, I do have it.
How much fund do you have for your stay?
I brought $1,500 with me.
Do you think is it enough?
Yes, because my aunt's house is here and she had said that I'll be staying with her. So she'll be taking care of the expenses and while I stay here. And she has given a letter to guarantee that as well, that she'll be responsible for my accommodation and my food and other expenses day to day for my stay here till my mom gets better and I leave.
Mhm. And what is your plan for immigration? Because we saw that you had a conversation with your aunt about this issue previously.
I don't have any plan for immigration to Canada. It was just because I think some new policies were announced at that time. And since my aunt lives in Vancouver, she heard them. And she had mentioned to me that because I was in Canada previously 2 times on work visa, she shared that news with me if I was interested. But I do have a life back home, and my husband is working at a very good job. And I have a job, and I'm not interested in immigration here.
Okay. Thank you so much, Samantha. Now I'm gonna give you the submission and my request. So my client Samantha Morales has got her ETA because her home country is eligible to apply for an ETA to come to Canada, and she entered Canada legally. And she has been to Canada twice on work permit, seasonal work permit, and she never stayed over her permitted time, and also yeah, And then this time she has landed in Vancouver because her mother was hospitalized due to diagnosed cancer. Her aunt has been a Canadian citizen for 20 years, and she has been living in Vancouver for 20 years. And her mom was visiting her sister in Vancouver, and she got that issue and got hospitalized. So this time Samantha got the message from her aunt to just come to visit your mom. She's in hospital, so she just got the ETA and just got the flight and arrived in Vancouver right now. And then based on the documents and all the affidavit that her aunt has signed, her aunt will be responsible for her cost, her living cost, and also she's gonna be her bonds person to guarantee her return to her home country. And based on the strong ties in home country, she will be returning to her home country. She has a family there. She has 2 young children. She has husband, and she has her job, and she just got promoted on her job as a supervisor. So they're all grounds and proof of her return and the proof of her main visit and landing in Vancouver. And my request at this time from the ID is to release her, to give her chance to visit her mom as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's switch.
Okay, so I'll start. Hello, my name is Rubina Malik. I am the counsel for Samantha Morales, who is present here for the detention hearing in front of ID. So I would start with the examination with my questions to Ms. Morales, and then I would do the summation at the very end. So by starting the questions, Ms. Samantha Morales, which country are you the citizen of?
I'm from Chile, and I'm a Chilean. I'm a citizen of Chile.
Okay, and you came to Vancouver this time. Was there a specific reason to come to Vancouver?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was my mom. The main purpose of visit is visiting my mom. She's hospitalized due to cancer. So at this point, the main reason is just visiting my mom.
Have you visited Canada before?
Yes, I had seasonal work permits twice, and I have been to Canada twice before, and I landed in Toronto because my job was there.
So what type of visa or status did you have at those times?
They were like work visa, seasonal work permit.
And how long were you in Canada for each time?
I stayed just for a season.
And did you overstay the limit that was allowed in either of the visa times?
No, never.
And do you have a family?
Yes, I do. I have 2 children and my husband back home.
So they live in Chile?
Yes.
And do you have a job in Chile?
Yes, I do have a job, and I just got promotion. I used to be a landscaping technician, and now my new position is as a supervisor at the same company.
How long have you been working for this company?
It has been more than 4 years.
Okay. And who lives in Vancouver? Which relative?
Actually, my aunt has been living in Vancouver for 20 years, and she is a citizen of Canada. And my mom was visiting her in Vancouver. My mom actually lives in Toronto.
And how long do you plan to stay during this visit?
I'm not sure because it depends on my mom's situation. As soon as she gets better and she gets actually released from the hospital, and I just make sure that she is doing well and she is under like good condition, I will return to my home country. But if it takes longer, definitely I will ask for an extension and I will stay legally.
Okay. How much money or funds do you have that you brought with you?
At this point, I have just 1,500 because it was just an emergency flight. I just got a message from my aunt that my mom is ill and is staying in a hospital. So as soon as I get my ETA and my flight, I just came to Canada.
So is your aunt, where are you going to be staying? Is she taking responsibility for your stay?
Yeah, as my aunt signed the affidavit, she will be responsible for my living costs and she will be accommodating my stay. I will be staying at her place for my whole stay in Canada.
And your aunt is ready to give the bond as well for you to guarantee your leaving within the allowed legal status.
Yes, based on the documents she submitted, she's working and she has a good financial situation. So she will be actually my bonds person, and she has already signed all the required documents.
Okay, and what are your plans for immigration to Canada?
At this point, I have no specific plan, but in the past we had a conversation with my aunt. She noticed a news in this regard, and she just asked me if you are interested in. You need to apply for that because I had some work permits and Canadian work experience. So she just recommended me if I'm interested in, I can apply. But at this point, the main and the most important thing is my mom's health.
Okay, those are all the questions I would be asking Ms. Morales at this time, and this would end my examination. And then now for the official submission to the ID for this hearing, I would like to present that based on the information shared by the witness here, my client, Ms. Samantha Morales, it is clear that she has been to Canada twice before on legal work visa status for a seasonal job, and she has not violated her stay or any of the terms and conditions of those visas at that time. And the main concern was that she had been coming to Toronto before, and why is she in Vancouver? And as explained during the questioning, the reason for the Ms. Morales's visit directly to Vancouver is because her aunt lives there and her mother was visiting her aunt, and she was taken to emergency hospital. She was sick, and she's still in the hospital in Vancouver, and that's why Ms. Morales has directly flown from Chile to Vancouver. Her aunt has signed a bond for her, and has agreed also not only as a bonds person, but to bear all the costs, as they were planning initially anyways for Ms. Morales's stay and accommodations and food and so on. So we are going to be submitting official legal documents with the submission, which does include the bond paper from her aunt. We also have the information from Vancouver General Hospital, a letter that would be part of the submission, which states that her mother was brought as in emergency and is still hospitalized in critical condition in that hospital. And we do have also the return ticket for Ms. Morales that we would be submitting as well, which shows her intention to return back as she did last 2 times. She does have a job in Chile. She has a family with her husband being employed in a very good position, and she has 2 young children who she needs to return to. So this demonstrates her strong ties in Chile, and not having to, she's not going to be a flight risk. Based on this, I would like to request the ID to release Ms. Morales from detention, because there is a bond and she's not posing a flight risk. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so I think it went good. So we can stop.
We stopped it.
Yeah.